system, vaccines, blood, lymphatic system, and body systems. This lecture ties together many topics you've already learned, including blood cells, immunity, pathogens, vaccination, lymphatic circulation, and the major organ systems of the body. Mini summary. The immune system protects us from pathogens. The lymphatic system helps circulate immune cells and fluid. Vaccines train the adaptive immune system. Blood contains specialized cells with different jobs. Organ systems work together to maintain homeostasis. Let's begin with the immune system. Immunity is the ability of the body to kill or remove foreign substances, pathogens, and even cancer cells. There are two major branches of immunity. 1. Innate immunity. 2. Adaptive immunity. Question: what is immunity? Answer: the ability to kill or remove foreign substances, pathogens, and cancer cells from the body. Question: what are the two branches of the immune system? Answer: innate immunity and adaptive immunity. Innate immunity is present at birth. It is nonspecific, meaning it attacks any foreign invader without recognizing exactly what it is. Adaptive immunity develops after exposure to a pathogen. It is specific and creates immune memory. Question: which immune system are you born with? Answer: innate immunity. Question: which immune system creates memory? Answer: adaptive immunity. Question: which immune system is pathogen-specific? Answer: adaptive immunity. The immune system has 3 lines of defense. First line of defense: physical barriers, skin ciliated cells and mucous membranes. Chemical barriers: lysozyme, stomach acid, healthy bacteria. These barriers prevent pathogens from entering the body. Question: what are examples of physical barriers? Answer: skin and ciliated cells and mucous membranes. Question: what are examples of chemical barriers? Answer: lysozyme, acid, and healthy bacteria. Second line of defense: inflammation. Macrophages are important cells involved in inflammation. Macrophages engulf and digest pathogens through phagocytosis. This response is still nonspecific. Question: what is the second line of defense? Answer: inflammation. Question: what cell is important in inflammation? Answer: macrophages. Question: what is phagocytosis? Answer: the process of engulfing and digesting pathogens. Third line of defense: adaptive immunity. There are 2 major parts. Cell-mediated immunity: T cells kills infected cells and cancer cells. Antibody-mediated immunity: B cells produces antibodies, kills and removes pathogens. Question: what cells are involved in cell-mediated immunity? Answer: T cells. Question: what cells are involved in antibody-mediated immunity? Answer: B cells. Question: what do T cells kill? Answer: infected cells and cancer cells. Question: what do B cells produce? Answer: antibodies. Important immune system terms. Lymphocytes are white blood cells involved in adaptive immunity. B cells and T cells are both lymphocytes. Question: is a B cell a red blood cell or white blood cell? Answer: white blood cell. Question: what type of cell are B cells and T cells? Answer: lymphocytes. An antigen is part of a pathogen that the immune system recognizes. An antibody is a protein made by B cells that specifically binds to an antigen. Question: what is an antigen? Answer: a part of a pathogen recognized by the immune system. Question: what is an antibody? Answer: a protein produced by B cells that binds to a specific antigen. Question: are antibodies specific or nonspecific? Answer: specific. Now let's discuss acquired immunity and vaccines. Acquired immunity is the third line of defense. It develops naturally through infection or artificially through vaccination. Question: what is acquired immunity? Answer: specific immunity that develops after exposure to an antigen. There are 2 types of acquired immunity: active immunity, passive immunity. Active immunity occurs when your own body makes antibodies. Passive immunity occurs when you receive antibodies from another source. Question: what is active immunity? Answer: immunity created when your own body produces antibodies. Question: what is passive immunity? Answer: immunity gained by receiving antibodies from another source. Vaccination creates active immunity. Vaccines contain antigens. These antigens may be parts of a pathogen, killed pathogens, inactivated pathogens. The antigen stimulates the immune system to create antibodies and memory cells. Question: do vaccines contain antigens or antibodies? Answer: antigens. Question: what kind of immunity do vaccines produce? Answer: active immunity. Question: which line of defense is involved in vaccination? Answer: third line of defense, adaptive immunity. How does the COVID mRNA vaccine work? The spike protein of SARS-CoV-2 is an antigen. The vaccine contains mRNA instructions for making the spike protein. Your cells make the spike protein. Your immune system recognizes it as foreign. B cells produce antibodies against the spike protein. Memory cells form. If the real virus enters later, your immune system responds quickly. Question: what antigen is used in the COVID vaccine? Answer: the spike protein. Question: does the vaccine contain the whole virus? Answer: no. Question: what does the vaccine contain? Answer: mRNA instructions for the spike protein. The first exposure to an antigen produces a primary response. The second exposure produces a faster and stronger secondary response. This happens because memory cells were created during the first exposure. Question: why is the secondary immune response faster? Answer: memory cells already exist. Question: why are booster shots sometimes needed? Answer: antibody levels decrease over time and viruses can mutate. Passive immunity is different. The person receives antibodies directly. Examples: antibodies crossing the placenta from mother to fetus, antibodies in breast milk, antibody injections. Passive immunity is temporary because the body does not create memory cells. Question: is passive immunity permanent? Answer: no, it is temporary. Question: does passive immunity create memory cells? Answer: no. Question: is vaccination active or passive immunity? Answer: active immunity. Now let's review blood cells. All blood cells are produced through hematopoiesis. Hematopoiesis occurs in red bone marrow. Blood stem cells can develop into red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets. Question: what is hematopoiesis? Answer: production of blood cells. Question: where does hematopoiesis occur? Answer: red bone marrow. Red blood cells, also called erythrocytes. Function: carry oxygen, help transport carbon dioxide. White blood cells, also called leukocytes. Function: defend against pathogens. Platelets, also called thrombocytes. Function: blood clotting. Question: what is the function of red blood cells? Answer: carry oxygen. Question: what is the function of white blood cells? Answer: fight infection. Question: what is the function of platelets? Answer: blood clotting. Important white blood cells: neutrophils, phagocytosis. Monocytes become macrophages, phagocytosis. Lymphocytes, B cells produce antibodies. T cells kill infected cells. Basophils release chemicals involved in inflammation and blood flow regulation. Question: which white blood cells perform phagocytosis? Answer: neutrophils and monocytes, macrophages. Question: which white blood cells are responsible for adaptive immunity? Answer: lymphocytes. Blood disorders: platelet disorders, too many platelets, excessive clotting. Too few platelets, excessive bleeding, anemia. Blood cannot carry enough oxygen. Causes include iron deficiency, blood loss, low red blood cell production, destruction of red blood cells. Blood cancers, leukemia, cancer of blood-forming tissues such as bone marrow. Myeloma, cancer of plasma cells in red bone marrow. Question: what is anemia? Answer: a condition where blood cannot carry enough oxygen. Question: what is leukemia? Answer: cancer of blood-forming tissue. Question: what is myeloma? Answer: cancer of plasma cells in red bone marrow. Now let's discuss the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system works closely with the cardiovascular system. It consists of lymphatic vessels, lymph nodes, tonsils, red bone marrow, thymus, spleen. Question: what organs belong to the lymphatic system? Answer: lymph nodes, tonsils, red bone marrow, thymus, spleen, and lymphatic vessels. Lymph is a fluid similar to blood plasma. The lymphatic system is an open system. Lymph moves toward the chest and eventually empties back into the bloodstream. Question: what is lymph? Answer: fluid similar to blood plasma. Question: does lymph flow away from or toward the heart? Answer: toward the heart. 4 major functions of the lymphatic system. 1. Returns excess interstitial fluid to the bloodstream. 2. Produces, maintains, and distributes lymphocytes. 3. Helps defend against pathogens. 4. Absorbs dietary fats and transports them to the bloodstream. Question: what is the main fluid balance function of the lymphatic system? Answer: returning excess interstitial fluid to the bloodstream. Question: what nutrient does the lymphatic system help absorb? Answer: dietary fats. Allergies. An allergy occurs when the immune system reacts to a harmless antigen. This involves the adaptive immune system. Histamines cause redness, swelling, allergy symptoms. Antihistamines reduce these symptoms. Question: what causes allergy symptoms? Answer: histamines. Question: what do antihistamines do? Answer: block histamine effects and reduce symptoms. Finally, let's review the body systems. Integumentary system, skin protection, temperature regulation, vitamin D production, sensory input. Cardiovascular system, heart and blood vessels transport nutrients and waste fluid, pH, and temperature homeostasis. Lymphatic system, defense against disease, fluid homeostasis, fat absorption. Digestive system, digests food, absorbs nutrients, eliminates waste. Respiratory system, gas exchange, helps regulate pH. Urinary system, removes metabolic waste, maintains pH and fluid balance. Skeletal system, support, protection, movement, mineral storage, blood cell production. Muscular system, movement, posture, heat production. Nervous system, receives sensory input, processes information, coordinates body systems. Endocrine system, produces hormones, regulates metabolism and stress responses. Reproductive system, produces gametes, supports reproduction and development of offspring. Final summary. Remember these high-yield concepts. Innate immunity equal to present at birth, nonspecific. Adaptive immunity equal to specific, creates memory. First line equal to skin, mucus, acid, lysozyme. Second line equal to inflammation and macrophages. Third line equal to B cells and T cells. Vaccines contain antigens, not antibodies. Vaccines create active immunity. Passive immunity is temporary and comes from receiving antibodies. RBCs carry oxygen. WBCS fight infection. Platelets clot blood. Lymphatic system returns fluid, fights infection, distributes lymphocytes, and absorbs fats. Histamines cause allergy symptoms. Organ systems work together to maintain homeostasis.